Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Learning English with Podcast Conversation. I'm your host, Tony. Today, we have a fantastic topic that I think many of us struggle with, including myself sometimes. We're going to talk about something crucial for work, study, and even just enjoying life more: how to manage your time better. And to help us explore this, I'm super excited to welcome a special guest, Jenny. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, Tony. It's great to be here. I'm really looking forward to our chat about time management. It's a topic I'm very passionate about because, well, I used to be terrible at it. So I've learned a lot of lessons the hard way, and I'm excited to share some of those insights with your listeners.
Wow, that's a perfect start, Jenny. I think many listeners can relate to that feeling of being terrible at it. Before we dive into the how-to, could you start by telling us, in simple terms, what exactly is time management? Is it just about doing more things?
That's a great question, Tony. No, it's definitely not just about doing more. For me, time management is about using your time wisely to achieve your goals, reduce stress, and have more time for what truly matters to you. It's not about finding more hours in a day, because we all have only 24 hours. It's about making the most of the hours you have.
That makes so much sense. It's about quality, not just quantity. So, why do you think it's so important? What are the benefits of managing our time better?
Well, there are so many benefits. First, it helps you feel less stressed. When you know what you need to do and when, you don't feel so overwhelmed. Imagine you have a big exam next week. If you plan your study time, you'll feel calm. If you don't, you might panic the night before.
Oh, that panic is a feeling I know well. Procrastination, putting things off until the last minute, is my biggest enemy.
Exactly. Time management helps fight procrastination. Second, it helps you achieve your goals faster. Whether it's learning English, getting a promotion, or even just exercising regularly, good time management helps you make steady progress. And third, and this is my favorite, it gives you more free time. When you're efficient with your work, you have more time to relax, spend with family, or pursue hobbies. Who doesn't want more free time?
Wow, more free time sounds amazing. But it feels like, sometimes, even with good intentions, it's so hard to manage time. What are some common challenges people face?
That's true. There are definitely common challenges. You mentioned procrastination, which is a big one. Many people say, I'll do it later, and later never comes, or it comes too late. Another huge challenge today is distractions. Our phones, social media, emails, notifications, they constantly pull our attention away. It's like trying to focus in a very noisy room.
Yes, my phone is my biggest distractor. Sometimes I pick it up just to check the time, and then suddenly 20 minutes have passed looking at cat videos.
Haha, I understand that completely. It's so easy to fall into that trap. Another challenge is simply feeling overwhelmed. You have so many things to do, and you don't know where to start. So you just freeze. Or trying to do too many things at once, also known as multitasking, which often makes you less efficient, not more.
Okay, so we know the challenges: procrastination, distractions, feeling overwhelmed. Where do we even begin to fix this? What's the first step for someone who wants to start managing their time better?
The absolute first step, Tony, is a good old-fashioned to-do list. But not just any list. Make it clear and specific. Instead of work on project, try write introduction for project report, 200 words. Or instead of study English, write review irregular verbs, pages 34 to 35. See the difference?
I see. So specific, not general. That makes sense. I often write lists that are too long, and then I feel even more overwhelmed when I look at them.
Exactly. And feeling overwhelmed is the opposite of what we want. My tip? Keep it realistic. Maybe only 3 to 5 really important tasks for the day. If you finish those, then you can add more. It feels much better to finish a short list than to only complete half of a very long one.
That's a great tip. Keep it realistic. What's next after making a good list? Because I have a list, but sometimes I don't know what to do first.
That brings us to the next important step: prioritizing. Not all tasks are equally important. Think about which tasks are urgent and which are important. For example, reply to an email from your boss due today is urgent and important. Plan next year's vacation is important, but not urgent. Try to do the urgent and important things first.
So how do I decide what's urgent and important? Sometimes everything feels urgent.
That's a common feeling. One simple way is to use a system like ABC. A tasks are critical. B tasks are important but less critical. And C tasks are nice to do but not essential. Focus on your A tasks. Another way to think about it is, what will happen if I don't do this task? If the answer is something bad, then it's probably an A task.
I like the ABC idea. That sounds simple enough to try. So, to-do lists, prioritizing. What about setting goals? Does that help with time management?
Absolutely. Setting clear goals is fundamental. If you don't know what you're aiming for, how can you plan your time effectively? When you set goals, make them SMART. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, instead of, I want to improve my English, say, I will learn 10 new English vocabulary words every day for the next month.
That's very specific. Learn 10 words is much clearer than improve English, and then I can plan exactly how much time I need each day for those 10 words.
Precisely. Clear goals help you break down big tasks into smaller, manageable steps. And when you achieve those small steps, it gives you motivation to continue. It's like climbing a mountain. You don't just look at the top, you focus on each step.
That's a great analogy. Now, beyond the basics, are there any more advanced strategies that you find really effective, Jenny?
Oh, yes. One technique I love is called time blocking. It's like putting appointments in your calendar, but for your tasks. You dedicate specific blocks of time to specific activities. For example, from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., I will work on my big report. From 10:30 a.m. to 11 a.m., I will answer emails. This helps you focus and avoid distractions, because you've already decided what you'll be doing at that time.
So it's like creating a schedule for your tasks. But what if something unexpected happens? Life is not always so structured, right?
You're right, life is unpredictable. But time blocking gives you a plan, a starting point, and you can always adjust. If an emergency comes up, you move your blocks. The key is to have a plan, not to be a slave to it. Another powerful technique is the Pomodoro technique. Have you heard of it?
Pomodoro? Like the tomato? No, I haven't.
Yes, exactly. Like the tomato. It uses a timer, usually shaped like a tomato, but you can use your phone. The idea is simple. You work for 25 minutes on one task without any distractions. Then you take a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, maybe 15 to 30 minutes. It's fantastic for focus, especially for long tasks like studying or writing. It breaks the work into manageable chunks.
That sounds interesting. 25 minutes of intense focus, then a short break. I can definitely try that. I usually try to work for hours straight, and then I just get tired and lose focus.
That's a very common mistake, and it brings us to another important point, the role of breaks. Many people feel guilty taking breaks, thinking it's not productive. But breaks are essential for your brain and your energy. A short walk, some stretching, looking out the window for 5 minutes. These can refresh you and actually make you more productive when you return to your task.
So breaks are not a waste of time, they're part of time management. That's a good mindset shift for me. And what about dealing with distractions like the phone?
For phones and social media, the best thing is to physically remove them from your workspace or turn off notifications during your focused work blocks. My personal story. I used to check my phone every few minutes. I thought I was just quickly checking, but then I'd see a message, open an app, and suddenly 30 minutes had passed. Now during my deep work time, my phone is in another room or on airplane mode. It made a huge difference.
Wow, that's a big step. I'm not sure I can put my phone in another room yet, but turning off notifications sounds like a good start. My own story about time management. I remember when I was in university, I had a big essay due, and I kept saying, I'll start tomorrow. This went on for days. The day before it was due, I was in full panic mode. I stayed up all night, drank too much coffee, and the essay was terrible. That experience really taught me the pain of procrastination. After that, I started using a very simple to-do list and breaking big tasks into smaller pieces. It wasn't perfect, but it helped me start earlier.
That's a classic story, Tony. And it shows how important it is to just start, even a small step. Many people, especially students, can relate to that feeling of, I have so much to do, I don't know where to begin. My advice for them would be, pick one small thing from your list, even the easiest one, and just do it. That small success can give you momentum.
Momentum, I like that. So let's say someone is trying these tips. What if they have a bad day? What if they plan everything and then everything goes wrong?
That's a very real scenario. And it's important to remember that time management is a skill. And like any skill, you get better with practice. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you have a bad day, or if your plan falls apart, it's okay. Don't give up. Just review what happened, learn from it, and start fresh tomorrow. Maybe your plan was too ambitious, or you didn't account for interruptions. Flexibility is key.
Flexibility, yes. So not a rigid schedule, but a guide.
Exactly. It's about progress, not perfection. And remember to celebrate small victories. When you finish a task, even a small one, give yourself a little mental high five. It helps you feel good and keeps you motivated.
That's a lovely point, Jenny. I often forget to acknowledge my achievements. Okay, so before we wrap up, could you give our listeners 3 key takeaways, maybe 3 most important points they should remember from our conversation today?
Of course. My 3 key takeaways would be, first, start small and simple. Don't try to change everything at once. Begin with a realistic to-do list and prioritizing your tasks. Second, make time seers a start. Prioritize your energy, not just your time. Remember to take breaks and get enough rest. Your brain works better when it's not exhausted. And third, find what works for you. There's no single perfect method. Try different strategies, like time blocking or the Pomodoro technique, and see which ones fit your life and work style best. It's a journey of discovery.
Those are fantastic practical tips, Jenny. Find what works for you really resonates, because we're all different. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and practical advice with us today. This has been incredibly helpful for me, and I'm sure for all our listeners as well.
My pleasure, Tony. I really enjoyed our conversation. I hope these tips help your listeners feel more in control of their time and, ultimately, their lives.
Me too. And to our listeners, remember, managing your time better isn't about becoming a robot. It's about giving yourself more freedom and less stress. Try 1 or 2 of Jenny's tips this week and see how it feels. Let us know what works for you in the comments or on our social media. You can find us at Learning English with Podcast Conversation. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.